What is up, ladies and dickheads? How you guys doing today? We got a little bit of a special video today. I always say that, I feel like, but something, I don't know if I've done something like this yet, but we're going to be doing a 10 weird and unusual facts about San Bernardino that I've personally compiled up for the first. I might do more of these depending on how much more facts I can rile up. But today we're going to start with some that some of you may have known, some that you probably know because of my videos from the past, and some that you quite literally never heard of or know. Number one, and we're going to start with the one that most of you probably already know of. If you don't, then hey, it's a fact, and we're going to start with number one, and that's our very first McDonald's was built here. And there's one, I believe, in Illinois that claims to be the first as well, but it was built 15 years after this, kind of making it a weird situation to call yourself the first McDonald's. But this one's still here. It stands as a McDonald's museum. I had quite literally have like 2 full videos on this place. I did one back in the day, like in 2015, then I did one recently, like in 2020 to 21 right here, and that'd be this guy right here. It's even got the old original sign. It's kind of weathering away. You got some of the old playground equipment. Free admission to come inside. If you ever guys want to come here, it's free. It's honestly awesome. There's so much shit to do inside of here. You can see like one of the old original neon signs still up there. The inside is jam-packed of if you ever grew up and you got McDonald's toys or anything McDonald's related in the history of the franchise, chances are it's in there, and it's really fucking cool. And right here you got a bunch of the old toys and ride-along bullshits that was in the past out here at McDonald's. There was some dudes, I believe, that were artists for The Simpsons. Yeah, Phil Ortiz right there. I think he did some animation work with The Simpsons. Right here you'll see a Homer Simpson guy right here driving a car. And yeah, there's like lots of history here, and for something that's free, I mean, you can't go wrong checking it out. And you got this cool old car right here. I would love to drive that thing. But yeah, that's gonna be fact number one. You ever want to take the family somewhere on a little budget, but you want to go do something cool, an awesome place to come check out for the first hand. And you get free puppies to pet right here. And before we get to fact 2 and 3, because 2 and 3 is some of the they're pretty much the same area specifically, but on the way to fact 2 and 3, I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle in a little bonus fact in there. If you guys are familiar with U.S. presidents, Lyndon B. Johnson, LBJ for short, he worked as an elevator attendant in a building that no longer resides here anymore because it was torn down in the 80s. He was an elevator attendant right here in the downtown area of San Bernardino. But yeah, this whole section right here, there was a big building that LBJ was an elevator attendant on before, you know, all his presidency and all that bullshit started up, which is kind of cool. I didn't even know that. Alright, and for our next one we're rolling up on here, fact number 2, Rolling Stones. I know most of you heard of fucking Rolling Stones, one of the biggest rock bands of all fucking time. Their very first concert, and this isn't their first show, you know, everyone's had their gigs and shows, but their first concert was right here in San Bernardino as well. It was on the National Orange Show grounds right here, and it was in a place called the Swing Auditorium, which was on these grounds. Now, in my opinion, I feel like the Swing Auditorium would still be here. Oh, fuck, I thought this goes through, damn it. Oh, I can go through right here. Now, in my opinion, the Swing Auditorium would still be here, but sadly, in 1981, I believe it was, a Cessna plane crashed into it, causing it to get demolished. But it would have been right here on these grounds right here. And like I said, I would feel like it would still be standing here because, as you can see right here, they still do raves and shows, and I think they did like a Warped Tour and shit here. Like they still do hit shit here all the time. One of my favorite swap meets was here until they stopped doing it. And yeah, fact number 2. And also Jimi Hendrix. We're talking like most of the big time rock guys from the 60s, 70s and whatnot actually played out here in the Orange Show. So that's kind of cool, you know, a band as big as the Rolling Stones and them doing their first concert right here in San Bernardino, right here on these grounds right here. And going from fact number 2 to fact number 3, fact number 3 has to do with the exact spot because every year, and this is if you're a local San Bernardinoan, you would have heard about this, but this place is known to be haunted, and that's because there's an orange show parade every year here, and every year it never failed. Every year during the parade it rained, and it's thought to believe that it's built. This entire area is built on a old Indian burial ground, essentially, and because of that, it's thought to believe that this place is haunted because of that. And it is true. Every time, every orange show parade, every day that would happen, it would literally rain here. And you know, weird little mystery, little fun tidbit, but yeah. Fact number 3 is that the National Orange Show grounds are haunted. Now, however you want to perceive haunted and or just weird phenomenon happen, it's up to you. But hey, I thought that was pretty cool. And I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle in just a little sprinkle of another bonus fact. Right here, Baja King fish tacos are the best fish tacos you can get in all of the city, and it's in a taco truck right there. Literally the best pastor, fish tacos, everything in between is right there. Fun bonus fact. That's just a bonus fact. Right here on East Street and Orange Show in the Target parking lot. So our next facts are going to take us here to it's considered Colton, but it's right on the border of San Bernardino. But these individuals have heavy ties in San Bernardino and San Bernardino County, as well as the Earp's family, and that's who I'm talking about, the Earps. The Earp's family members, a lot of them are. James Earp's buried where Randy Rhodes is. The mother Earp is buried on, I believe it's 7th and Sierra Way in that old pioneer cemetery, where a lot of San Bernardino pioneers are buried. I'm brain farting the name of the movie, but I'll put it on screen because I know I'll find it once I get home and I start editing this video. But there's a movie about the Earps, and I'm pretty sure you'll be familiar with the name Virgil Earp. Well, Virgil Earp used to be the very first marshal out in Colton, which is San Bernardino County. And a recent cool fact I found out, and I'm taking you there right now, I've never even personally seen it, so we're going to see it together, is that Virgil Earp's original house, they call it the Earp's house, is still standing. And what's funny about it is it sticks out like a sore asshole on the street because it's a very old looking house just surrounded by more modern looking homes. So we're going to head there right now. It's going to be on Valley, in between 3rd and 4th on H Street, which is like a street up from Valley, but it's if you're familiar with that area, that's where it's at. Tumble cunt. I like how there's just random tumbleweeds in the middle of the streets. So the address of this home is 528 West 8 Street, and it's going to be in the Colton area, but it's pretty much right on the boundaries of San Bernardino and Colton. So I'm throwing this in as a San Bernardino fact because, like I said, the Earps have heavy ties to San Bernardino in its own right, and San Bernardino County, being marshals and whatnot out here. And I'm going to show you the Earp's house in which he lived back in the day, being the first marshal out here. Ooh, look at that clean Crown Vic. You know that's an auction Vic. Man, those are going to be more and more rare and hard to come by clean as the years go on. Alright, so we're passing Valley and 13th. We want Valley and 4th and 3rd. That's where it's going to be in between. And as you can see, we've got the little marker here for Colton, California. Little bonus fact sprinkled in right here. That Metro used to be a, what was it, Gamefly or something? Video game store? There's no reason for me to give that fact, but it's a fact. Just, you know, a little sprinkle, just a little one of these in there, you know. Oh, right here, 4th and 3rd. Look at these houses right here. You can already see like some old houses still standing right here. So right here on the other side of the street. So after Virgil Earp was throwing some dickheads in the slammer and having his Wild West shootouts back in the day, this would be the home he comes back to. Which I couldn't even tell you how bad I would like to metal detect this place. Right there, that greenhouse, the tall one. So look at modern looking house, more modern, probably like, you know, 70s homes, whatever. And then right here, this is Virgil Earp's old residence. As you can see, it still looks old. It still looks like it probably would have back then. You got little designs cut in the trimmings of the roof. I bet you there's a rusty sheriff's badge somewhere in that front lawn even. But yeah, this is Virgil Earp's old home. And as you can see, as I mentioned, it sticks out like a sore asshole right here. Look at all these nice, more like 60s, 70s, 80s probably homes. And then boom. On Zillow, it said this was built in 1975, which is 1,000% false. They probably maybe it got renovated or some shit. I'm not sure, but this is definitely a home Virgil Earp stayed in. Now, I believe that would be late 1800s, early 1900s. I wouldn't be sure of the exact date, but his time as a marshal, being the first marshal of Colton, he stayed right here in this house. Pretty cool. I thought that was really cool, and that's why I wanted to drive out here and check it out myself even. Thought that was a really cool fact, and that the fact that it's still standing even. I'm not sure if it has any significance that it used to be Earp's old home, but it's still there standing, so, you know, somebody wanted to keep that house around. I feel like that'd be a cool little fact you could tell people, like when you know, someone comes over, you're like, yo, Virgil Earp literally took a shit in this toilet. And our next fact's gonna bring us to Medical Center and 19th Street. Now this exact location, mind you, I didn't even know this was a thing back then. So I'm pretty sure most of you out there, especially, you know, I would assume a lot of you are motorcycle riders. You don't just come across moto vlogs for no reason. And if you did and you watch me, thank you for watching. But even if you don't ride motorcycles, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of the Hells Angels, right? The Hells Angels, one of the biggest MCs in probably since the dawn of time. Well, most of you probably know, but most of you probably don't know that they originated here in San Bernardino County. So mostly San Bernardino City and some in Fontana. It's kind of between the two. But the San Bernardino chapter, which is one of the biggest ones still kind of going to this day, is still going out here. And I recently even found out, this is even new to me, there's a Hells Angels house here on 19th and Medical Center. And I'd never even seen that either. So I'm going to take you to that. And yeah, Hells Angels originated here. That's going to be fact number 5, I believe we're on now. The Hells Angels originated here. Still one of the biggest chapters around, and still one of the, you know, last, I'm not going to say last remaining. There's tons of motorcycle clubs, right? But the ones that came up in the era of the Hells Angels, they're pretty much one of the last ones still kind of around doing their thing. And so much so that there's a bar in the north end of the city. This happened back when Arson still lived out here. So this is probably like, what, 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago now? It's probably already been that long because time flies by that fast. But there's this bar called the Wooden Nickel out here in San Bernardino. It's in the north end, like on, it's on, I believe it's Kendall and, it's right up Kendall, right over the little hump from E Street. And we went to that bar one time. I guess the Hells Angels were there, and we got like a bucket of beer to chill. We just wanted to go to the bars, me, him, and Franny. And we was like, something feels a little odd. Well, it turns out everybody in there had a fucking Hells Angels vest, all older, like just grimy looking dudes. And there was dudes coming out, like dudes coming out with multiple women out of the bathroom, like it was a literal, like it looked like a scene from a movie. And right there in its own right showed me like how active they still really are out here in San Bernardino. And it was so unsettling because they were all staring at us and shit. And it was like you can tell they were like, they wanted us out of there. So we finished our fucking bucket, and thank God there's a bar next door. It's the Rust again. That's my favorite bar out here. So if you guys ever want to come out here, bomb food, all that good shit out here. We went to the Rust again, finished our night out there. But safe to say, Hells Angels is still very, very, very big out here, and still very much a thing that's still up and going. As you can see, I'm taking the freeway up here towards the location because there's a lot of like dead-end roads if I was to take the streets up there, and I'd have to go way around. But nothing like going 55 on the freeway, getting up there. Oh, this guy wants to go. Fuck up. For sale, that old Supra. Wonder if it's manual. Of course, there's literally no street sign that tells you where you're at right here. Like, quite literally at all. Wait, where's the street sign? There's nothing. Oh, Medical Center. Okay, good. Alright, so we're close to it. Alright, so right here on Medical Center Drive and 19th Street lies the Hells Angels house, in which I was just speaking about. And what happens there, I'm not sure. Probably like, this is just guesses. I would assume chapter meets, or you know, inaugurations of new members. I don't know, but what I do know is that it's here, and it's not even that it's like hard to figure it out. If you even just search Hell's Angels San Bernardino, it like shows right up. So it's like a publicly, you know, shown place right there. This red and white house, this is a Hell's Angels house. We'll go to the front. Then they even have a big ass camera face in the front, but this is the Hell's Angels house right here. I need to make a turn. As you can see, it's completely covered, fenced in, barbed wired in, and all that shit. I like how they even have it painted like themed for the Hell's Angels. Damn, it's gonna be hard to show you, but maybe I can see through this whole look. Hell's Angels Motorcycle Club, Purdue. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, it's a full-blown Hell's Angels house there. And as I said, there's still such a big place that they even have their own Hell's Angels house, which is really cool. Full of cameras. There's a big one in the front. There's one on the top right there. Completely barbed wired in. And yeah, that's fact number 5. Now for another bonus fact. Another little bonus fact here. Spirit of Texas Barbecue right here is one of the best barbecue spots in all of San Bernardino right here. And if you want any barbecue around the San Bernardino area, Spirit of Texas Barbecue is probably the best tasting in anywhere in San Bernardino. And in all honesty, I haven't tasted better barbecue than there's anywhere even in the surrounding cities. So that being said, if you guys are looking for some barbecue, that shit is goody-licious. Our next fact here is going to be one that's slightly like a unusual one, but it's cool to me. Apparently we have one of the oldest Jewish cemeteries out here in, I don't know if it's Southern California or all of California, but what makes it weird to me is how well kept and well maintained and nice it is for the area that it's in. So down here, right off of right in between 8th and 7th Streets, San Bernardino, there's a gated off cemetery. It's actually bordering the cemetery where Wyatt Earp's, all the Earp's fathers are, where the mothers of, or the mother is buried in San Bernardino. So I thought that was cool. Not only that, it's even got a historic site sign next to it, so you can it even tells you there. Home of Eternity, oldest Jewish cemetery in continuous use in Southern California, dedicated 1861. And that's right here in San Bernardino. This is actually a pretty shithole area. I actually grew up right here on 8th, 2 blocks down the street in some apartments. So I used to frequent next to this area all the time. This has always been gated. The other one hasn't, but this one has. And as you can see, look how nice and well kept it is. Very nice. How old's this? 1915 to 68. 63. But yeah, it's a Jewish cemetery. I myself, I'm not religious in any way, shape, or form, but the fact of what it is and how old it is, and the fact that it looks this nice and well kept, and it hasn't been fucked by that, like that one, there's toppled over gravestones, and they just now recently this past year put a gate around it, and it is helping, because you would see crackheads all along here. There'd be toppled over gravestones that there'd be like cups of alcohol on it and all that shit. So I thought that's cool. The oldest Jewish cemetery. So, you know, I don't know who thinks that's cool, but I just think it's cool because the area it's in and how nice it still is. I've done a whole video on the Earps. I think you can search Baker X Derrick Earps and you should be able to find it. But I did a whole video on this. I did a whole video on the Earps and all that shit. But for the sake of this video, since we mentioned the Earps in this video, they're going to be on that headstone right there by that tree. We'll show you if it's open, that is. But this cemetery, I think, is just as old, maybe if not older than the other one, because there's so many, like, deaths in the 1860s and 70s and 80s here. So this cemetery goes way back. A bunch of geese that ain't even scared here. Look how many there are. Holy shit. Right here, a literal baby's grave. It literally says the word baby. And look how old, see how fucked up all these are? Oh, that's the baby. Damn, this whole thing's a baby grave. It says died 1882. It says something. Oh no, this is a 16-year-old. It says 16 years old, 6 months, 4 days. Died 1882. And this is a baby, died in 1907. But this is cool to me. Apparently this lady was a pipe smoker, and the Earp's mother I'm speaking of, she was a pipe smoker, and like, oh, another baby grave. Damn, there's a lot of baby graves in here. Damn, look how old this is. Died September 7th, 1860. Whew, that's an old ass grave. For being San Bernardino, that's like the earliest days of like the city right there. Right here, look, Bessie Mrs. James Earp. And then you got Virginia Ann Cooksey Earp right here. Died 1893, died 1887. Oh, this is the mom. I thought that was the mom. This is the mom, Virginia Ann Cooksey Earp. Beloved mother of James Earp, Virgil Earp, Martha Earp, Wyatt, Morgan, Warren, Virginia, and Adelia. Newton stepson. That's pretty cool. So you got the Earp's mother literally laid to rest. And sadly, this shithole ass area. This is a very shitty area, but in the 1800s, this whole fucking place, this park didn't even exist in the 1800s. I think this park was made in like the 40s or 50s. That school was built like 10 years ago. And I don't even know of any houses in this area that even date to that, back to that. So this was probably all just open land or some shit. I'm not sure. I couldn't say. But I thought that was cool. And that's Bessie Mrs. James Earp. Maybe that was the wife of one of the Earps. It says a beautiful brunette. That's pretty cool. And you got a marker right here that you literally can't even see what it says. Died 1876. God, it just blows me away how many years these have been sitting here. Oh look, Ben Franklin. Damn, just look, that looks like it's handwritten. Look at that, was handwritten like 150 years ago. Jesus. Plus, I could be here all day looking at gravestones. I've got quite a few videos going through here and looking at gravestones. So there's actually an insane influx of like actual 1800s stones here for what it is. I don't think people get buried here anymore. Maybe they do, I'm not sure. But, you know, so the mother of the Earp's gravestone, I just wanted to show you, you know, since this is a facts video, I thought I'd show you a little bit more about the facts said. Now, being in the area and what I'm talking to is going to bring us to fact number, oh, I'm already lost track of what we're at. Fact 8 or 9. And these ones are going to be statistic ones. So as of last year, San Bernardino was the worst city in California, the first worst, and the third worst city in all of the United States. And I forget who, this company called Wallet Incorporated. I don't even know what the fuck that is. I don't even know how, honestly, I don't even know how, like, legit that is. But I could see, like, per capita, I guess the statistics they used were how comfortable people are in, like, living conditions wise, financial, yada, yada, yada. And I can see that per capita, like, in the size of the city, I can see that. Like, you would think, you know, LA and this, but there's, like, rich areas of LA, right? Big rich areas that are probably bigger than San Bernardino City. So, in the city as a whole, I can see that. Because most people that live here, there's very few well-off people that live here. And that's probably where that statistic honestly comes from. Most people with money here are way up against the mountain. And there are nice houses up there, but even then, I can only imagine that they can't be that rich compared to, like, the richest people of, you know, other big cities, especially LA and all that. But opposed to being the worst city in California, I'll go ahead and tell you the best city in California. The number 1 ranked safest city in America, or California, not America. California, Irvine. And ironically, that's where, you know, a bunch of the other California motovloggers live. And it is really nice. Every time I go out there, it's too nice. You see, like, fucking everybody's driving a $50,000 newer car. It's always beautiful out there. And ironically, Irvine's only like 50 or 60 miles from here. No, it's 40, I think. 40 miles, 40 or 50 miles. So it's funny what a stark contrast 40 to 50 miles can do for you. All right, moving on. Okay, for this location, I'm not going to ride all the way there for it, because it's kind of like way out that way. But if any of you guys are familiar with Sammy Davis Jr., he's an old, very famous singer. He had a quite life-changing accident in San Bernardino that actually was enlightened by me back when I ironically metal detected the exact spot that he lost his eye, weirdly. And it's on Cajon and Kendall Boulevard in the northern section of San Bernardino, where Sammy Davis Jr. was driving home to LA from Las Vegas, driving through San Bernardino, and got in a car accident and lost his, I believe it's his left eye. It's one of his eyes. He lost his eye, and here's a picture of him, and you'll see that in his face there. And that's just another weird, you know, interesting fact of something that happened out here. Everybody knew who Sammy Davis was. Jeez, motherfucker. And for fact number 9, and I'm sure you guys saw this when it happened, and at the time, it was, I believe, like one of the worst mass shootings or mass, like, American casualties of, like, an event, of a terroristic event since September 11th, and it was the San Bernardino mass shooting that happened. And I actually have a full video. I was there when all that happened, and I was making a video in that area, like filming it, because I'm like, I didn't even know what was happening. Like, no information at the time came. And I remember mid-video, I remember going home and like, holy shit, that's happening. And I remember like doing a little live reporting of it for you guys there. I'll put a picture of it right here on the thing so you guys can watch it if you guys care to see that. But we had one of our, an actual mass shooting here. 14 people killed, 21 injured. And it was down Waterman in the lower section of San Bernardino. And that was a really tragic day. I felt like the community kind of came together after that happened. It was like a weird, like, stark thing to happen here. Although, you know, the city's as shitty as it is and whatnot, I felt like that kind of brought the community together a little bit after that happened. And like, it really fucked with a lot of people here. It was really sad. But I remember I was at the end of the street when that happened, when they caught the dickheads, and they had the street blocked back, I believe a block or two behind. I saw cop cars I've never seen in my life, like maroon Honda Accords, Jeeps, all this shit with red and blue lights, like shit I didn't even know would be cop cars. I could be riding by these motherfuckers every day like a dumbass on my ZX-10 or whatever, and I wouldn't even know they're cops. One that I thought was cool once I first saw the history of it, if you guys aren't even from San Bernardino, you're not even from this area, and the first time you come here, especially when you're in the north end of this city, is going to be the Arrowhead mark on the side of the mountain right there. Federal Protective Service Homeland Security Police. I haven't seen one of those vehicles since that mass shooting, ironically. There was a little monument right here, and somebody, you know, had to go and fuck it up. The Arrowhead landmark. If you guys can see right there, let me get a picture for you. Well, ironically, I pulled over right here. The Arrowhead measures 1,375 feet long, 449 feet wide, and is an area of 7.5 acres. And that's why you can see it so vividly right there. And it's actually been there for centuries. And the meaning behind it, from what I've looked up and everything, the natives, because this area is heavy with Native Americans back in the day, and when they came here, they saw that there, and they looked at it as a sign from the gods, and like a marker point per se to go there. Ironically, where that is pointing is a bunch of natural hot spring water and hot springs, which has what? Healing properties, all this bullshit, right? Well, they ended up settling there, and there's a lot of history in that area for that. But let's see what this thing says. Located on the hills above San Bernardino, the Arrowhead has been an important landmark for centuries. It is believed to be a natural feature, but its true origin is unknown. The distinctive arrowhead shape is visible because the white sage, which grows inside the arrowhead, contrasts sharply with the darker chaparral vegetation outside. Many fires have burned the landmark, resulting in gully erosion. Check dams have been constructed in an effort to slow down the erosion process and help protect and preserve the arrowhead outline. Bushes were planted on the outline for the same purpose. So as I said, for centuries, and how crazy is that? That's something that's an arrowhead, and you know, there's a city up there called Lake Arrowhead. There's a lot of things with the word arrowhead in it up there, but yeah, I thought that's cool. That's probably one of the coolest facts of San Bernardino. One of the coolest, that is. And like I said, it literally points. Imagine you've never been here. Nothing's here. Not one house, not one street, not one. It's just land, right? And you see that. I mean, would that not intrigue you to go, what the hell is that? And go over there, and then you go there, and there's natural hot springs coming out of the ground and everything out there. Really cool. But that's my 10 facts. 10 and unusual facts of San Bernardino. As we just see this, there's literal fresh shell casings on the ground right here. Probably used to shoot somebody. 9mm Luger. These are like freshly shot too. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war. Oh, 5. 6. Wow. 6 shells. Oh, 7, 8. So somebody here just pulled up here, did a mag dump somewhere, and then just dipped. Well, guys, this is going to conclude this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. As I said, I wanted to do something a little different than I normally do, and I personally watch these fact videos on the internet all the time on YouTube and whatnot, so I figured it'd be kind of cool. But that being said, guys, that's going to go ahead and conclude this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, let me know down below if you'd like me to do another one, or maybe another top 10 facts about anything. Honestly, if you guys want, if there's anything you guys think I could do a top 10 on that you'd like to watch me do, just fucking let me know in the comments. I'd be more than happy to do that. But that's going to conclude this video. As always, all links will be down below in the pinned comment. If you want to support me in any way, shape, or form, come to Twitch, have a chooch, a beer, whatever it may be with me. Get one of my shirts, that highly supports me. Whatever, I got stickers that are still for sale. Yeah, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the fuck out of that like button, and you guys have a real good day, and I'll see you guys later. Twin.